everyone, welcome back to Modern Living TV, and today we'll be talking about something that's quite dear to me. Little do people know I actually studied history, and we will be talking about historic artifacts, collectibles, and eventually how to start your own collection. Hi Lisa, Dindin, and Tricky. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you got to working together and eventually moved on to the Nonesuch collection?
We first started with Art in the Park.
Yes.
And then a few years later, we began with the Contemporary Art Fair Philippines.
Well, I'm sure our audience is quite familiar with Art in the Park and Art Fair. Nonesuch is very different, right?
Yes. We just felt that people who would gravitate towards contemporary art are also interested in beautifully made pieces, pieces that tell a story, pieces with a history behind them. And we have so much of this in the Philippines, in Manila, and we have specialists who really know their stuff. I mean, tribal art, they really know Philippine antiques, and we just thought, why not do something to highlight all of these.
What can people expect to find at the Nonesuch event?
They'll find the cream of the crop of purveyors of antiques, jewelry, traditional jewelry, vintage finds. We have
Rare
rare
books.
books, maps, prints, maybe silver, so things like
exciting.
that. Yeah.
Tribal art, pieces for art.
Different price ranges, or are they all like?
No. Yeah,
Range.
it's a wide range of prices, but they're all good quality, top quality stuff.
A subject that every budding collector should learn more about is provenance. The provenance of works of fine art, antiques, and cultural artifacts determines the value of an object that is presented as a legitimate work of art or antique object. Documented evidence of provenance for an object can help establish that a piece of art or an antique has not been altered and is not a forgery or a reproduction. There is a real value to these objects, right?
It's like we have a very rich decorative art tradition, and it's very important for us that people don't just see things, but they're eager to learn about these things and deepen their knowledge of the things
Correct.
they see. That's really very important to us.
I think that's fantastic because as with any piece, especially something that's older, it's always nice. You're buying into the story as well, right? You're buying into the heritage. Starting an antique or rarities collection is a hugely rewarding experience. Not only are you creating a showcase that you can proudly display in your space, these awesome pieces are something that you can pass down to your children and eventually become a part of your family's story. Okay, so for example, I rated my Lolas Baul. How could I know if something I have in the house is a collectible or a piece of junk?
If you like it, I think it's not junk.
That's
if
true
it means
too.
something to you.
Or maybe in terms of authenticity, maybe you can bring them to like Kit Rojas would have an idea, Floyd Quintos, the recently deceased Ramon Villegas. Everyone went to him from like paintings,
Really?
ceramics,
Yes,
jewelry, and then the esposos. They also have like a wide knowledge for. So you have like specialists in the fields that you can go to.
Our query takes us to one of the most trusted antique stores in the country, Tawalisi Antiques, to talk with a certified antique expert, Ms. Kit Rojas. Hi, Tita Kit. Thank you so much for having us here. Could you tell us a little bit more about how you started here?
Well, I started way back in 1973. Older than you, I suppose. I started with the Oriental ceramics discovered in the Philippines.
Let's talk a little bit more about ceramics in particular because, I mean, they're very nice to have and see in the house. Could you tell us a little bit more about these items?
These are part of the trade between the Philippines. We didn't call it Philippines then. Between the Philippines and Chinese. These are like this, Song period. And Song is 960 to 1279 AD.
Wow, that's very old. This is more than 1,000 years old, right? Wow.
In fact, that's why I collected these because I was interested in the history of the Philippines before the 16th century because we started history here in the Philippines.
Is it very difficult to authenticate? I mean, there's so many fake antiques nowadays.
You have to look, you have to have a very keen eye. If you take up architecture, you learn how to look very closely.
And usually they look at how it's made, correct? Because the way things were made at that time are very different from the way things are made now. So you suggest if they're gonna collect these things, look first at maybe a period that you're interested in.
Go to the museums and then look and then read.
What do you love the most about working with antiques and historic?
Talking to people and finding the history of these things. That's what made me go into it, the history. Because if you rely on books, you just start with the 16th century.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Tita. Thank you. Catch the last day of the Nonesuch Fine Collectibles and Rarities tomorrow at the Peninsula, Manila.